Their inputs are always welcome. After every conclave, I get a report of what was discussed and what the outcomes were, which gives me direction as to where the government needs to head in the coming times to ensure that there's a synergy between the government, the industry, and our farmers. I do believe that the food processing sector can actually play a very catalytic role in addressing a huge number of issues which need attention today, be it uplifting the farmer, which is the backbone of our country. 60% of our people are in this profession. Be it providing employment to this youngest population in the world, where more than 60% of our youth is in the earning age group and probably below the age of 24 in another few years. Reducing wastage is something which is very close to my heart, because I firmly believe that a country which has the second largest population in the world and increasing at the rate of 1.5% every year. Every time I go back to my constituency, when I see in my state of Punjab, which is well known for being the food bowl of the country, and I see these lush green fields, or I see the golden fields with the wheat in them, and every other month when I go back, where there was a field, there's either a house built, or there's a road being built, or there's something else coming up. And it makes me realize more than anything else how our land is shrinking, but the number of our people is increasing. And with these challenges, I realize that the most important thing is when I see those rotting bags of wheat or rice, or when I read about the perishables that are getting wasted, or even when I see the rediwala with his rotten bananas or his rotten vegetables lying on one side next to the good ones, I realize that one of the most important things, one of the biggest challenges that we face is to ensure that chain from farm to fork reduces the wastage, because maybe it's a fact that even in the Western countries, the wastage is probably as high as it is here in India. But the big difference is that their wastage is on the plate, and our wastage is at the farming, at the harvesting, and at the storing level. And that's something that can easily be eliminated. Yes, we lack infrastructure. We need to focus on that. We need to come up with cold chains. We need to amend our policies. But all these things together, I think once we address the issue of wastage, that will automatically lead to increased availability. And increased availability will definitely lead to lowering of inflation. When it will help the farmer, when his crop doesn't get wasted due to lack of infrastructure, it will also help the consumer, that they will be able to buy at cheaper rates. So it's a win-win situation. And our ministry is focusing to ensure all that it can do. I'm happy to say that 17 new mega food parks were sanctioned, bringing the total to about 17. And these 42 mega food parks with a total investment of about 5,000 crores, which will lead to a likely investment of another 10,500 crores in these 42 mega food parks, with an annual turnover of something like 21,000 crores, will help almost 6 lakh farmers directly or indirectly. So you can imagine on one side, the farmers that it will affect, the kind of employment generation. I think at least more than 2.5 lakh people would get employed in these 42 mega food parks. And this infrastructure will be a big boost to ensure reducing wastage, helping farmers, and creating that cold chain grid, or that seamless grid from farm to fork that our country needs to address. So these 42 mega food parks on one side, we're going to be sanctioning about 30 cold chains, hopefully by next week as well. So my government's focus in the last 1 year has been to create what the person before me from Rabobank just said, that we need the infrastructure and we need the access to finance. As far as creating the infrastructure, I've just mentioned the mega food parks and the cold chain. I'm happy to say to create this access to finance is the 2,000 crore rupees which was set aside in NABARD, especially for units coming up inside the mega food parks, to encourage these food parks to come up, so that we create a cluster of infrastructure where other units can go and set up inside to use those common facilities of this mega food park which is created. So that's the kind of boost that we are giving. There are plenty of other steps which have also been taken by the government, because like I said, the aim being that there's better utilization of our agri-produce. I'm proud to say that we come from a nation which has the largest amount of raw material. We're the largest producers of milk, second largest producers of vegetables, cereals, third largest producers of marine. We have the largest livestock. With that kind of raw material at our disposal, I think we have huge potential in food processing, because our processing is still at a very nascent stage of barely 10% of it getting produced. So yes, the farmers need to be taught how to grow fruits and vegetables which are fit for processing rather than just for the table. There's a lot that needs to be done, but the potential is there. And that's why I think that these conclaves like the food conclave is very important to synergize what needs to be done by the industry and by the government to take the focus of the country more towards food processing. From my ministry, I'm also focusing on overseas as to, like when I was just mentioning before while we were sitting and talking outside, that whichever delegation I get from any part of the world, they're all very keen on tying up and making in India, like they say. I think one of the places where we need to focus on is the food processing machinery as well, because this machinery is a huge cost and most of it is imported. I had the ambassador from Netherlands saying that how they would be very keen for their country to set up to manufacture the machinery over here. So I was just telling CII that if we could have people from your side where you could put us in touch with people who want to collaborate with these people, whether it's machinery or it's something in the fruits or the vegetables or any segment, if we could have a tie-up where I could facilitate with the governments and you could bring across the entrepreneurs or the industry which is interested in getting into this, that would be kind of a meeting point where we could all get together. So even on my trips abroad, my focus is to take some state government representatives, because the state governments are also putting up mega food parks, take some entrepreneurs along, and then use the high commissions to arrange meetings with those people who are interested in investing in India. So we kind of synergize and bring everybody together on a common platform and hope that things work out from there. Encouraging R&D, providing policy support, promoting export in food processing, decentralization of implementation of schemes. These are a few of the initiatives, along with an investors portal. In fact, what I'd like to talk about the decentralization, that's something which I'm really happy about. As you have seen, that our government has worked towards strengthening the federal structure by making more funds available to them, rather than the central government deciding what scheme has to be implemented. We're giving more funds to the states so they themselves can decide what they would like to focus on. And one of the schemes from my ministry, which was National Mission of Food Processing, where the states had to come to me and give me a list of what they wanted to do in food processing, and then I would sanction it. I'm happy to say that that entire grant now goes straight to a state, and a state has the liberty of deciding and spending the money that the way they want. I presume that this will lead to greater interest in the states to promote a certain sector. I know all sectors need to be promoted, but they're different in each state. So these are one of the decentralization of implementation of schemes is something which is important to our government. We've created an investors portal in our ministry where people can send in queries, whether it's investors or it's little entrepreneurs, and we try to bring them all together on a common platform. Identifying the APMC issues is another thing our government is focusing on to make it easier for the farmers to be able to sell to the processing industry. Regular interaction with the industry and the state government for activating single window clearance. I know some states have done a really good job as to put up this single window clearance system, and a lot of states are working towards it. So this active interaction with the state governments to tell them about the good practices of one state so that another state can adopt it as well, which makes it easy for the industry. That's one of the roles that my ministry also plays. Seeking fiscal incentives for the food processing industry. As you know, we had reduced the taxes on machinery from 10% to 6% in the last budget as well. Excise duty, had been reduced from 10 to 6% on the processing and packaging machinery. Application forms of all our schemes have been simplified. Yes, the food map is another thing which was very dear to me, because when I took on this ministry, the first thing I thought of as a minister, that whenever someone would come and meet me and they'd say, we want some mango pulp, or we want some tomato juice, or we want to get into the dairy industry, and I had to rack my brains and think, which state do I suggest? So one of the first things which I did was make a food map and mark on it which are the top fruits and vegetables, or the other marine and milk and all, what are the strong points of that state, so that, and put that onto our website. So any investor anywhere in the world knows exactly where to go for what they are looking for. So these are some of the things that my ministry has taken an initiative in the last 1 year. We're also working on imparting skill education. In the next 1 year, hopefully we plan to train at least 10,000 youth to be ready to take up jobs in the processing industry. So with all these initiatives from the ministry, I hope with the input from the industry as well as from the governments, we work together to synergize, to create an environment which leads to the progress of the processing industry. And we can proudly say that India, besides being the largest producer of food, in the coming years should also be one of the leading processors of food within the country as well as outside. Yes, I know we come from a nation where we think that fresh food is much healthier than any packaged food, but I learned that that was not so in my last trip to France, where I interacted with a lot of people in the industry, and I actually had an occasion to go and visit one of the factories, and the scientific data that they gave me was an eye-opener for me, because growing up with this fixed idea that
खबरों की दुनिया में आइए, हमारे साथ कहीं भी और कभी भी जुड़िए। हम मिलेंगे फेसबुक पर, हम दिखेंगे यूट्यूब पर, हमें फॉलो कीजिए ट्विटर पर। खबरों के साथ बने रहिए रात दिन।